So, hello and welcome, not this move. Hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Deep Junior Yokohama and Houdini 4 x64B. And I let them play this position, which arises after the moves e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, takes, e5. So the Löwenthal or Kalashnikov or Pelican variation of the Sicilian defense. And now that move, there are also other options to, you can take here, you can go here, or you can go there. But in the move, in the game, in this game I chose the move knight to b3. And now the knight here, bishop there, a6, bishop takes knight, queen takes knight, and bishop c4. This is the starting position. This is also the position I had on the board against Roberto61, which is also on my channel this game. And here I played the move a5, which is not the best idea. Followed up with a4 and bishop c5. It's also not the worst idea in the position, but okay, let's go with some different moves. Let's say bishop b4 is theory, I think, or something. Then knight here, castles, c3, bishop back, castles, and d6. But here we have the move queen g6 instead of bishop b4, check, queen g6, to go after this pawn right here. Let's see how Deep Junior Yokohama reacts to this move. And let's see both evaluations. Houdini thinks it's equal, and also Deep Junior Yokohama thinks it's equal. So both engines are thinking that this position is equal. So let's say you go castling. d5, bishop takes d5, and bishop here does nothing. While black has just lost a pawn. So let's say d3 to go knight here, bishop here next, maybe. Also f5, an idea in castling queenside, maybe. What can white do there? I would still try and kick this knight to be able to play knight to d5, but I think after c3 this is nothing. So let's say d6, knight c3 now. Bishop here is not so yeah, it's not so bad for white, something like this. So probably bishop here immediately, and if f6, then you could have something like bishop here, bishop takes, pawn takes, and d5 coming up with bishop here to follow. This might be an idea. But okay, we have another move defending the pawn via queen f3, also putting some pressure on the f7 pawn. And now, let's see, what can, inserting this check, provoking c3, but okay, you don't really want to provoke c3 because maybe the knight wants to be there. But okay, let's go with this. Bishop b2, knight d2, d3, castles queenside, castles kingside. This would be an interesting position with a6 and b5 to come. But okay, then this b4 made some sense because there is a weakness on c3, or a target at least. Oh, I now see why castling is not working after queen g6, because it's also attacking the e4 pawn. So queen f3 is probably best. then let's say, yeah, bishop b4 or bishop e7 immediately. Let's go with bishop, no, not this kind of stuff. Let's go with bishop e7, castles, castles, knight c3, probably now a5 to play a4 to be able to put the knight on d4. But okay, white can just stop this. Then you can go here, play your bishop there to challenge this bishop here on c2. Okay, then I can jump in here, attacks the bishop, and also maybe trying to go in here or there. So let's say the bishop goes back, protecting all these squares. Okay, we have bishop b4 check instead of bishop e7, queen f3, bishop b4 check. Let's go with c3 and bishop back. Still same ideas, castles, castles. Yeah, okay, now the knight cannot come in here because there is c3 pawn there. Okay, probably this is the reason why this should be played. Then d6, trying to go bishop here, and if bishop takes, then pawn takes, you open up the rook, attacking the queen. This would be nice. Also d5 could then be possible. But okay, let's say which rook, yeah, probably the a rook, going to the half open d file. Bishop here, you don't have to take, you can just wait, and then this pawn, for example, you do nothing, then bishop takes, knight takes, and now this pawn is maybe a target, although it's defended twice right now, but it could be a target. So probably both sides doesn't want to take. So let's say not a3. You can reroute this knight, maybe not to here, from here to here. But what then? Because all these squares are covered. So knight d3 also doesn't make a lot of sense. What is white doing in this position? Let's say white goes for the queen exchange because this pawn is defended. Then I don't know. Yeah, but queen exchange also preparing f4, so maybe you kind of have to do this, and then maybe taking away from the center to open up the file for the rook. Rook here, maybe support this pawn. Also this pawn does a good job of preventing any knight to d4 ideas, and also d5 is very hard to get in. We have this move bishop e7, so probably this is an idea. So let's say, okay, castles, knight here. I would still go for something like a5 to be able to put the bishop there, because here it's just better, and there is no knight coming to here to go after that square because there's a c3 pawn. So maybe a5, you can just stop this. Well, this pawn also does a good duty of this, so it's not only bad to have this pawn there. You could go knight here to there to f4. This might be an option. Let's see. Also bishop here to provoke g3 might be an option. So now you have some light square issues here around the king, and also bishop here might be more effective after d6. So probably something like this. Okay, we have knight d2 instead of castling. Okay, but it will probably transpose. I don't know, there is also another option of going rook here to prepare b4. And if you stop this, you can maybe go here. And if you even try to stop this, then b4 takes, rook takes, and now you have the some pressure on the b file. And this bishop can maybe come on this diagonal to insert more pressure on the e4 pawn. So this might be an option. So let's say castling. Also the rook can swing over to the f6 square after the knight has left. So say the knight goes there, be able to play rook here. But first of all, I would, after castling, I would still provoke this g3 to stop any queen g3. Going back, now what? What to do for white? What to do for white? Probably put the rook on the e file, but then d6 maybe an idea to secure here. So other option is to play the knight here, the rook there, and only then play d6 and try to go in here to here, queen there to there, and checkmate the king over here. But it's a very long plan. Let's see what we get. We have to remove rook b8. Let's say white just ignores this and goes castling, b4. Where does the bishop go? Probably to here. b5, c4. Yeah, this knight is still covering this square right here. So maybe you want to go a4, a5 to kick this knight, to be then able to jump in there. But white can maybe go here, make some queen exchange, but then it has to move the knight, and I don't know, this endgame could be better for black. This bishop is under attack, and then the two bishops versus the two knights could be better for black. So let's see. Also another option I just saw is after b5 the bishop can go there, stay on this diagonal. Yeah, the threat of taking is not really there. a4 is not working because this loses a pawn. So bishop d5 might be an option. Let's say castles. But you also don't want to take the knight and allow this bishop to come out that easily. Also now black has 3 pawns right here, be able to render them up the board. Okay, we have to move castles. Let's say you don't go b5. Let's say you go castling. a4, stop it. This would be bad, I think, for white, because the rook is very active there. The knight can go away and the rook can come in. Also d5 might be an option at some point, or d6. But it's also not that bad for white. I don't think even this is not that bad for white. So we have to move castles, castles. So we are currently on this position. Rook f1, d1, e5. Bishop can come all the way back if it wants to. Let's investigate this position for a little while. a4, trying to go a5. Kick the knight to a worse square. If this, you don't really want to take here and allow this pressure on the a pawn. So if After this you probably continue pushing. And white also doesn't want to take. To take is a mistake because then the knight could come in and also the rook's file is open. And yeah, this also prepares the move d5. So also taking here is probably not what the doctor ordered. Right here, knight takes, pawn takes. White has a good grip over the e5 square, but bishop here is coming, maybe pressurizing that pawn. Also f5 could be an option. Black's position seems to be better there. So yeah, probably this to stop a4. And also d6 is now not on because the knight would be on pre. So let's say you go back with yeah, retreating the knight is also probably not what the doctor ordered. So no, not this one. So let's say you continue pushing. Okay, if takes and knight takes, attacking the bishop, this is clearly good for, or clearly this is at least okay for black, I think. So let's see, bishop d5, b4, pawn here. Everything should be closed. And maybe bishop there. Or knight here also an option. Knight takes, knight here to attack this pawn. Okay, now this pawn is lost, so this is probably not on. So let's say bishop here. What to play with white? What to play with white? You have to move rook fd1. To play with white. In the end game also this is also an option. Knight is controlling this square from the bishop. Also white can also not here. White could also play c5 to lock down this bishop even further. But the bishop pair is also counts for something. So let's say black doesn't go b5 after rook d1 because I don't see there any advantage for black. d6, trying to go bishop here, or probably bishop to e6 is better. Yeah, bishop e6 and then b5 to be able to take off this bishop. And yeah, this could be nice. And then slam with f5 maybe. What is white's plan? Okay, let's say a4 to stop b5. Let's don't see a plan for white. Let's investigate this move to stop any bishop here pin and bishop there, let's say. Don't really want to take. Or now b5. b5 and the knight hangs after bishop d4. So let's start with this. You don't really have to stop this. d6 you can go a4 because after bishop g4, queen here, bishop takes there, this pawn is pinned. to the king. I just saw this. But okay, let's say white still stops this threat. Bishop there. Bishop takes, pawn takes is clearly bad. But we have to move a4. But let's investigate this position a little further. Bishop here. Say you go a4 then. b5 takes, rook takes. I don't know, then this pawn hangs, maybe. So bishop d6, let's say a4. Bishop takes, knight takes. Cannot really play d5, b5. And this locks everything down, and this knight's looking good. So white's position is also not that bad. Also, if you play h3, it's also not that bad, I think. And only then play something like this. Okay. Let's say you go b5 immediately. Knight here, knight there. Be able to play bishop here or knight there. And also b5 might be an option. So let's say a3, stop b4. And knight here, jumping into f5. Let's say you stop this, then this pawn becomes very weak. Knight here attacks the bishop and the pawn, so you have to do something like this. Then knight takes, pawn takes, and now bishop here does work, and this is a secure. So knight f5, you can always go here. The knight maybe jumps in there. No, but then the pawn is again pinned. So, but you can take here, take and play knight here then. And if the knight ever takes here, then okay, the two bishops are a little bit better, and b4 is now still on. So, okay, but anyway, we have to move d6 and a4. Now what is Houdini's plan? And let's see both evaluations. Both engines are zeroing the position, so it's probably still around equal. Yeah, also I don't see any advantage for either side. Let's say king h8 to prepare f5. Second pawn break in the position. What is white's idea? Queen exchange. Yeah, not only preparing f5 but also this pin. So let's say queen there. Try and exchange queens. Yeah, but this endgame should be a little bit better for black because of the two bishops and the better structure. But okay, black has a weakness there, a backward d pawn. But I don't see anything else here for black. King h8 is the move which Houdini plays. Also queen d3 might be an option. But then f5 and takes, bishop takes. This could be something for black, something to work with. Two pawns in the center and some attack on the king, but queen g3, queen there. Bishop here can be played, bishop there can be played. Yeah, black's position should be fine there. So after queen here, Houdini don't have to. Nah, well, after h4, yeah, bishop there, takes. Now this could be a this is really annoying. That's really annoying. Now you have to get rid of the bishop, and now this pawn becomes really weak. Let's say you go there. Now white might even be better. So h4. Yeah, I kind of have to trade queens. You can take here immediately or go back, but looks even to me. Let's see what Deep Junior Yokohama comes up with. And I'll smoke a cigarette while commentating on this game. Well, I will make a short break. See you then. Okay, we have moves. Queen d3 and f5. By Houdini, let's see both evaluations. Yeah, slightly better for black maybe, but still around equal. This move, instead of queen here, keeps the tension, but I don't know. Maybe something like f5 coming, or taking here. Let's see, a5, f5, but you cannot really play f3 because the queen and the knight are on this square. You can maybe get away with queen here and start a pawn storm on the king side. Yeah, we have the move a5. Oh, we had a couple of moves actually. What have I missed? Oh, yeah. Also bishop here was played at some point. Bishop there, and now... Okay. Let's go step by step. Queen d3. Bishop here, because this is also covered. Bishop there. f5. a5. Something like this maybe. And knight e7 to attack the bishop. Also this, yeah, okay, this a5 makes sense. It stops any bishop here to pin this pawn, because on this diagonal the bishop would really be strong on this square right here. So a5 makes sense to stop this. Knight here attacking the bishop. Yeah, you have to kind of ignore this. Takes, queen takes, bishop here attacking the queen. Queen goes back. But what to play here with white? What to play here with white? I have no ideas particularly. Probably knight here, maybe, to try and attack this pawn. After takes, now you're really on this pawn, so probably not taking. Okay, we have a move there. After this we have takes and bishop takes attacking the queen. Where does the queen go? Bishop e4 is also an option. After takes, queen takes, or maybe trying to exchange queens. This would be bad now. Well, I don't know. This is still possible. Don't know, but taking, you can also go knight here or something. You can also pushing might not be right, because then the e5 pawn will hang. Bishop here. I wouldn't even take it. I would play queen there. Probably pressurize the knight a little bit, so that after takes the queen has to take, and then you can play rook to f5 to harass the queen, or even e5. And if takes, and still rook takes, and now maybe e5, e4, putting the bishop there and double on the f file. This might be a plan. Let's follow this through. Let's say white stops any e5 advance. b5 you don't really want to take there and go into this check. because then you can really get into trouble after all of that. For example, does this work? Yeah, I think this is checkmate, because the bishop is taking away this square right here. So probably not taking. Probably b6 would even be better. You threaten to take there, so let's say you go even further, then b5, and now you have this diagonal open. So yeah, let's say bishop takes, rook takes. Let's give some other move. Knight here, e5. Knight here, this knight hangs. So the knight cannot really move. This knight cannot really move, that's good. Because then this break here is... Yeah, what is white actually doing there? Probably even knight takes is better. Let's see, what is white doing there? Yeah, this queen eyes that knight, and this knight is very well controlled by these pawns. Cannot jump here or there because these pawns are controlling that squares, so it can go back. So let's say it goes back. b3. Still, if you take, then bishop takes, and you have really some pressure on the f-file. Also d5, e4 is coming, maybe. Let's say you go something else, you go c4. So stop d5 to keep this a weakness, and now this knight is able to move, probably to here, to attack this pawn even further. But okay, the knight is covering it. Also, then bishop here, rook there. I don't know. c4. Okay, let's play that move to answer this with that fork. Or is this even stronger? Let's go with that line. Attacking here. Triple attack on this pawn. But then knight here. Not a big fan of that move. I'd rather go b5 here to stop any knight coming in here. Threatening to take there maybe. And well, then queen takes. Oh, no. Threatening really to take there. And then knight takes. What has to be played. So let's say token move by... Let's say white goes a6. Taking here. Knight takes. Rook takes. Probably an exchange sacrifice. Knight here. Attacking the queen, you cannot go there because of this fork. But you still have to defend the knight. Let's say you defend it this way. The knight is also covering that square, so the bishop cannot come here. But let's say the bishop goes there to attack this pawn. And if here, then maybe queen there, and if takes, and knight here check. King there and taking here would be mate, so you cannot really take the bishop, and knight here is a threat still, so you have to no, not taking the rook. Yeah, well, rook takes is maybe not even that bad, taking there, but then queen check. I don't know. looks better for white. So rook takes knight here, queen b4. Okay, but we have a different move. We have the move knight here to attack this pawn. Now what? Bishop c7 maybe? Maybe some radical move. I don't see this working. Knight there, threatening to take here, take there, but knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. This doesn't work at all, because this would result into checkmate, and if you go there, then still the king walks, and now you can secure. So this is all bad. g5 is bad move. g4. Bishop c7. I will play the rook there and still go for b5. Takes, and then bishop takes, because then this pawn would be really very good defended. Also after rook to d1 you threaten something like d5. Okay, white plays this move. Yeah, exchanging queens, and white would be fine. So let's go with queen f6. Knight here, maybe a threat to go into there. b5 still an option. g4 now doesn't work because of this. Now you're on that pawn, so if you take here, then queen takes, but then you can go there because the queen is covering this diagonal. But what about this move? Just locking down, just blocking this diagonal. Now queen here is a threat, so rook there has to be played. Or even better is knight here, and how do you defend against this checkmate? So this g4 does never work. What is white going to do there? Yeah, I don't really see a move. Probably knight to here. Try to go to f6, to f3. Knight here. Stopping knight f3 unveils an attack on this pawn. The rook has to go back. Then b5. You don't really want to take here, and oh well, probably something like this. Takes. You cannot take here, so you have to go there. Then maybe queen there. Queen there, probably threatening mate. And after this move, don't know. Takes, queen here, and now no, queen cannot go there. How do you defend against the mate threats? You have to go there, but I think it's not enough. It's just not enough. Knight here, threatening queen there, checkmate. And if you go there, then this also leads to mate. Also the knight is covering this square. Yeah, but you can just take the knight. Okay, so this doesn't work. Bishop here. Okay, queen f6, f3 we have. Queen f3. Queen g6 now, most probably. Be able to play knight here. And if the queen wants to go there, then there is this fork. And you cannot go there immediately. So rook might come there. e5 might be an option. e5 or let's say it's really hard to find a move for white. Let's say you go back with a knight and b5. Don't really want to take this. Well, the knight is also covering. If you go there, then knight here will come. Now you really have problems with your queen. Cannot go maybe there. I don't really see a advantage for black. Queen f6, queen f3, queen g6. Now queen there is played. Let's see what's the evaluations. Yeah, still not really advantage for black here. Queen h5 is calculated. What is if you take there? Oh, you just take, you know, don't want to give up the queen for something, so queen here, but what is the threat? Let's say white does nothing, place the rook there, d5 followed by that taking, queen takes, king there, and knight here might be strong. Don't know. Here and then you can secure, so probably taking with the rook is better. Yeah, but then you secure immediately after this. Yeah, then you fork. So this is probably the idea after queen h5 to go e5 and d5. Rook here, but what, doesn't this work still? Knight, oh, now the king can flee and the knight is defending the rook. Okay, so this might not work, but no. Wait, after this check you have this immediate checkmate. So why does e5 not work? e5, queen takes e5, e4. Okay, we have a different move. After rook d2 we have this move, rook to here. Queen e4. Yeah, but why does e5 not work in that position? Yeah, knight takes is clearly bad. Rook d2, e4, d5. Okay, now we have shut this down. New variation. Rook bf8. Rook bf8, okay. Piling up on the f file. Queen d3, d5 is now calculated, going after the b pawn maybe. Also this pawn is nicely covered. What to do? Queen here maybe, followed by rook there and knight here. But it's a rather long plan. Let's see, rook g6. Queen takes there. Knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, pawn takes. No, this doesn't work. Say you go there, threatening a fork, also which would come on attack on this square, so you kind of have to defend this. Yeah, but then this check comes anyway because you're twice on this square, so probably knight h4 is a threat there. Okay, we don't have queen d5, we have rook e1, rook g6 nevertheless, be able to play knight here to there. And what next? What's coming here? Rook e1, queen f7 also an option. Pile up even more on this pawn. But okay, this bishop is really poor. This should play. This knight is not better. We have queen f7. Let's again see both evaluations. Minus 0.60. So Houdini 4 really thinks now there is something in the position. But what exactly? If white just goes there, what's the move? e5 takes, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Even this doesn't work. Well, even this is just stupid, but e5 before was quite good. Oh, wow. We have doubling on the e file. And now knight here. Why can't you take this pawn? This knight. Rook f3 attacking the queen, okay. Let's see both evaluation. Houdini just sacrificed a knight. Yeah, but I think it will end up in a draw. Knight takes here, queen there. d3, rook takes, queen takes. Queen takes is not possible. Rook takes, because of the knight. Well, the knight is hanging anyway, so just take the knight. Well, but then you'd have to take with the queen, so that this pawn is defended. Probably queen takes, but after this, just blocking the pawn. I don't know, rook here. Hard to defend for white. Rook takes, queen takes. Queen here check, but it's not really something here. Okay, we have queen takes. We have the move queen takes rook, queen here, king there, and queen takes knight. Knight here. Now both engines have to go fast now. Yeah, but it's around equal. This position is around equal. And here going there, defend this pawn. Maybe threatening something on h1. Knight here. Let's again see both evaluations. Game is fast now. Rook there. But both engines are thinking that this is equal. h4, this is also taking this 2 4 5 versus 2 4 5. The queen snatches this pawn. Queen here attacking the knight. Also this comes with a check here, but also the bishop is under threat. So after takes, not here, takes, queen takes there, and you have a draw. This is a peaceful ending. I think that's a peaceful ending. 4 against 4, okay. I'll call it a draw now. I think this is alright. Calling this game a draw. And now let's ask Stockfish a few questions about this game. The latest version of Stockfish. Stockfish would dismantle both of those engines, of course. Let's see. Queen g6, threatening 2 pawns. Let's see. Live book and book. One I have. Never played before. Bishop c3, 4. Now queen g6 is apparently a good move, a new move. Okay. Seldom seen before this position. So let's go with queen g6. Queen here, queen f3, castling. Castling also possible, but queen f3. Bishop here check, c3, bishop there. Knight here, rook there. f6. What about the move e5? New variation. Queen d5. Okay, you don't take the pawn. And now white is better. Okay, that's why. Because after you take the pawn, then it's really bad, I suppose. Yeah, -10 already because of d5, and now you unleash an attack on this pawn. So okay, this is also what I saw, but queen d5 is also nice. Rook f8 here, queen there, knight h4 takes, rook f3, knight takes here, queen e6. This is probably not good, but let's let Stockfish calculate a little bit. This position, it says queen e6 with depth 24, threatening, what is the threat? Queen e4, let's say. Rook f4, queen here, bishop takes. Okay, but let's say white doesn't give up the knight. White plays move rook e3 immediately. New variation. And rook takes e3. Queen takes e3. And queen takes e4. Okay, so you'd have to go rook takes. Queen takes f2. King h1. e4 now. Taking the queen, and if you take this, then d5, I suppose, and then you have some problems over there. So queen e2, d5, queen takes, rook takes, knight here, rook takes attacking the knight, knight here, rook takes, now h3, and this endgame should be okay. This knight is pretty much out of the game. Cannot jump on either. It could jump to b1, but where next? 1, 2, 3 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. So okay, but let's continue. Queen f6. Now it's equal again. Yeah, this is a complete draw, and I called it a draw. Okay, this is the line with knight b3. Let's see, knight goes back to f3, new variation. Yeah, something like this. Okay. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.